Hi everyone, I'm going to do a video to explain our classwork for this week. So you should be in the Math 7 classroom. Go ahead and go over to the classwork tab. And these are our activities for this week. We are going to be place value detectives at the Place Value Detective Agency. So the first thing that you're going to do is complete the code name activity. So go ahead and click on it and open up via Kami. And again, open with Kami. Okay, so I did work on mine already during our class today, but I just wanted to go over it again in case you had any questions or in case you missed class. So here you go. You're going to fill out your name and you're going to come up with a motto for your detective agency. And what experience do you have solving mysteries? So if you've solved a mystery before, and everyone has some type of experience with this. I said, my latest mystery was solving who ate my last cookie. I followed the crumbs to Santino's high chair, and he had chocolate all over his face and hands. So I solved the case, who stole my cookie? My son Santino, because he's caught red-handed. All right. So we have some things to complete here. This is for our official ID for our Place Value Detective Agency. So our code name. So here's our directions for code name. Use the letters in your home address. Each number is a code for a letter's place in the alphabet. Okay, it says you may rearrange your letters if you desire additional security. So you do not have to use your actual address. You can make up an address. That's totally fine. You do not have to share any personal information in this activity. It's just supposed to be for fun, for pretend. So that's totally fine. If you really live at 175, but you don't want to share that, totally fine. Just make it up. Say you live at 316 or 751 or whatever you like. Okay. All right. So when you think about the alphabet, you're going to assign a number to each letter. So like letter A is going to be number 1. Letter B is going to be number 2. Letter C is 3, and so on and so on and so on. So you're going to use the letters in your fake address. So let's say your address that you're going to use is 403. Okay? So the 4 represents the letter D in the alphabet, right? D is the 4th letter of the alphabet. The 0, it says here, if you have 0 in your address, you're going to use the letter Z. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to have a D. That's the 4th letter of the alphabet. A 0 because it's a 0, and that's going to be a letter Z because it says so in the directions. And my last number is a 3, and that is the 3rd letter of the alphabet, which is the letter C. So my code name, if I'm using 403, would be DZC. Okay? This one here is HIA, which stands for the number 891. Okay? Because H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, I is the 9th letter of the alphabet, and A is the 1st letter of the alphabet. Okay? Here's your security access code. So here's your directions. In this, for this activity, the digit in the ones place is your grade level. Here's my ones place. It's a 7. See it? The digit in the tens place is number of siblings that you have. I have 2 siblings. There's a 2 in my tens place. Okay? The digit in the hundreds place is the hour you awoke today. So if you woke up at 7:30 in the morning, you're going to put a 7. I woke up at 6, so I'm going to put a 6. If you woke up at 9:30, you're going to put a 9. Okay? And the digit in the thousands place is a 7 if you're a boy and a 9 if you're not. So I am not, so I'm going to put a 9. And that's my access code. Here's my birthday. You're making up a fake birthday. Fictitious means fake. Okay, so your birth month is 3 more than the digit in the tens place of your security access code. So my security access code is here. My tens place is a 2. If I want 3 more than that, I'm going to add 3. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. That's how I got the 5 in the birth month. See that? Here's my 5. Okay, your birthday, which is this one in the middle, is the number in the tens place of your real phone number if it were written out as a 7-digit number. So imagine you take your phone number and you write out all the numbers. And let's say you put these numbers into a calculator like that. Okay? You have to find the tens place in that number And that is going to go here in the middle. That's going to be your birthday. Okay, everyone's only going to have one digit for that. Okay, so if there's an 8 in the tens place, and when you write out your phone number, that's where you get this 8 from. Okay, if it's a 3, then you put a 3 for the date. And here is your birth year. Okay, your birth year has a 1 in the thousands place, so everyone's birth year is going to have a 1 in the thousands. Okay, a 9 in the hundreds place, everyone's going to have a 9 in the hundreds place. Okay, and then the numbers in the tens and ones place, so these two, here it says 24, that's your actual real birth date, the date of the month, the day of the month you were born. Okay, and like I said, you don't have to share anything personal. If your birthday is on the 17th and you don't want to share that, that's fine. Make it up. Say your birthday is on the 4th and put 04. Okay, my birthday is on August 24th, so I'm going to go ahead and put 24 because that's the day of the month that I was born. Okay, this is not your real birthday. Make it up. And if you don't feel comfortable, that's totally fine. Just follow the directions with the fake one. Okay, and here's your fake address. I said 111 Cherry Lane, Teaneck, New Jersey. And if you'd like to include a photo of yourself, you can draw a picture. I'm not sure how to upload images, maybe image here. You don't have to go that far, but if you'd like to draw a picture here, something that represents you, that would be great. Okay, so here's our first activity, place value, detective agency. This one is code name. Okay, the next one is going to be setting up your top secret shop, and you get it from here. I'm going to walk you through step by step. So this is one we just did. Okay, always Cami instructions if you need them. Setting up your top secret shop. Go ahead and click on it and open with Cami. Okay, we did some of this in class already. So that's why you see some answers. You can take a look at what I have here. I'll walk you through. It says setting up your top secret shop. Now that you have your official detective badge, you need to have all the supplies and materials that a detective should have. You make one huge order to the spy shop, but parts of the order came back missing. Fill in all of the missing pieces of the order form below. So you have the items that you ordered right here, okay? And then you have these 4 different columns. You have the cost in number form, you have the cost in expanded form, the cost in word form, and rounded to the nearest tens. Okay, so you'll see here the model, like here, then you'll at least get one part of one section going to give you all the information that you need. So you'll see this part, these are blank here, but as long as you have one piece of information, you can fill out the rest. Okay, so here, this one was, they only gave us, here's the model, okay, for the first one for the folders. For the second one, they only gave us the 99, but they wrote it out in word form. I can go ahead and write the number in standard form, which just says number form. Here's my 99. Expanded form, the 9 is in the tens place. That stands for 9 tens, which is 90, plus 9 ones. That's right here, 90 plus 9. And if I'm rounding it, the 9, this is the 9 in the tens place. I'm using the messenger, this 9 in the ones place. That tells us to raise the score. So this one becomes a 10, and this one becomes a 0. That's how we get the 100. Okay, so that is setting up your top secret shop. Next is the case of the jumbled grade book. Go ahead and open with Cami. And like I said, we did this in class. I went over all the directions and did a model for you. That's why there's some things that are highlighted. But I'm going to go ahead and do it for you now. All right, in case you missed it. The case of the jumbled grade book. You're ready to go and you have your first case. Go get them. Someone's been fiddling with the numbers in your teacher's spelling test grade book. Someone flipped many of the numbers around and your teacher needs help putting them back in the right places. Use your place value skills to help her. So here you have 2 different books. You have the tampered grade book, which is wrong. Tampered means like you mess with it, you make mistakes on it, like mistakes on purpose. Okay, so someone messed with this one, and this is the corrections one. Okay, so you'll see all the student names, and you'll see they each have 5 different assignments. Okay, so here are the clues that you need to crack this case. So some of the numbers are going to stay the same, and some of them are going to change. All right, here's what your teacher knows. Help her redo her gradebook by making corrections in the blank table. Here's the blank table. So you're taking this information and you're going to fix it and put it here. Okay. If a change is made, write the number in a different color. If the number wasn't changed, write it in pencil. Well, we're not going to use pencil, but we're going to use black font. Okay. So this one here, this 67, Joey's grade for number 3. I just changed the font color. I changed it to purple because I like purple. You can change it to whatever color you want as long as I can see it. So this shows me that it changed. And then this 55, which is assignment number 2 for Pat, stayed the same. It wasn't changed. You can see that here. And I'm going to put it in black font. Okay. And here are the 5 clues that you need to figure out who has the most changed grades, because that's who did the crime. Okay. And that's what you're going to write here on the bottom. It says who did it. The person with the most changed grades is the one who did the crime. Okay. So all of the numbers with the 8 in the ones place didn't change. You got to find the 8 in the ones place. All those stayed the same. All of the scores with a 5 and a 6 in the tens place stay the same. So go ahead and take a look at these numbers. 5 and 6 stay the same. All of the scores with a 7 in the tens place should be a 6. So that was my example here. So I found a 7 in the tens place, 77, and it should be a 6 in the tens place. So it became a 67. And that's why I changed it, my color font, and I rewrote it in the corrections table. Okay. All of the scores with an 8 in the tens place stayed the same unless there was an odd number in the ones place. So you got to practice your even and odd. Then the tens place should have been a 6. Okay, so these are based on evens and odds. If you're not sure about that and you need to review, go ahead and do that now. And the last clue, all of the scores with a 9 in the tens place stayed the same. So find a 9 in the tens place. So let's say this one, 89, right? So this one stayed the same unless there was an odd number in the ones place. Well, this one, 89, is there an odd number in the ones place? An odd number in the ones place? The numbers, I'm sorry, wait. Oh, no, that's wrong. Hold on. All the scores with a 9 in the tens place. My bad. Sorry. So like this one, 95, right? A 9 in the tens place. They stayed the same unless there is an odd number in the ones place. So here's a 9 in the tens place. See it? And here's a 5 in the ones place. So 5 is odd. So this one changed. Then the tens place should have been a 7 instead. So this 95 should have really been a 75. Okay? You're going to go through this way and then tell us who had the most. You're going to name the student who had the most changed scores. So when you look at this, the one who has the most different color, right, is going to represent most changed score. You're going to put their name on the bottom. Okay? Next, school supply stealer. All right, go ahead and open with Kami. As it loads up, we're going to start to read directions. And remember, mine doesn't look like it because I have the teacher version, but student version, you'll see here, it says turn in. That's what you're using to get credit for your work. Don't forget the turn in button. It just because it saves doesn't mean it turns in. All right, school supply stealer. After solving the gradebook crime, the principal has asked you to step in again. Someone has been stealing place value blocks from someone's classroom. Shockingly enough, your principal has figured out that it's one of the school's very own teachers. Each of these teachers was found with a bag of blocks in her purse, but only one teacher stole them. Follow the clues to figure out which teacher you should point your finger. So which teacher is the stealer? Okay, so here you have Miss M, Miss K, Miss P, and Miss B. All right, so you're going to take a look at their picture that they have here, and you're going to write the number that they have in their bag in number form, expanded form, and word form. So you have to count all of these, and then write that number in number form, expanded form, and word form. Okay, then you're going to go down to After you interviewed the teachers, you found out that you found the stealer of the supplies. The teacher with the smallest value of blocks had been sick the entire day of the crime. The teacher with the largest value had a receipt showing that she bought her blocks. The other two teachers had no alibi. That means they couldn't account for their time. However, with your expert questioning, the teacher who had the blocks with the value over 2,000 finally broke down and admitted she had stolen them from the teacher whose number, when rounded to the nearest hundred, was the same as hers. So you have to use all those clues to figure it out. Okay, who stole the blocks and who did she steal it from using this information? Okay. And the last mystery for this week is the trash can tamper.
Michael!
Open with Cammie.
No, it's scary.
Okay, trash can tamper. Someone has been dumping out trash cans all over town before they were emptied. This has left a mess across the city, and the mayor has called on you to find out who is trashing the trash. So you have 5 mailboxes here. In this activity, some of you will have different numbers in these mailboxes, but the activity is still the same. You're just using different numbers, okay? Clues to cracking the case. The city has narrowed it down to 5 possible addresses by watching people coming and going throughout the day. They need your help to figure out which house the thief is coming from. So here on the footprints, you have 5 clues. Okay, so clue number 1, when rounded to the nearest 1,000, you can eliminate any house number less than 4,000. So you have to go through and you have to round each of these, and then any house number that rounds to when rounded to the nearest 1,000, any house number rounded to less than 4,000, you can eliminate. It means take them out. They didn't do it. Okay, the culprit, clue 2, culprit's house number has an even number in the tens place. Look at the tens place and see even or odd. Okay, if it's an odd number, cross it out, eliminate. They didn't do it. When written in expanded form, the number in the thousands place would be larger than 4,000. So write whatever numbers are left here, write them in expanded form based on their place value, and the number in the thousands place would be larger than 4,000. Okay? When written in expanded form, the number in the hundreds place would be larger than 500. And clue number 5, the smallest of the remaining numbers is the home of the trash can mess maker. So there's going to be 2 choices that are left at the end, and the smallest one, the number that is the least, is going to be the culprit, the one who did it. Okay, which house is hiding the culprit? And you gave us the house number. Like if you think it's this one, you say 4219, and you write it here. Okay. Now, who done it? Now that you know which house is causing all the ruckus, you have to figure out who is dumping all the dirty trash. Find each person's birth year and write it below their picture. Then use the clues to help you figure it out. Circle the culprit's picture when you find out who it is. So you're going to read these clues here, and you're going to see who in this household is the one that's actually doing it. Okay, so here you got to narrow it down. Which house is it based on the numbers in their mailbox, and then you're going to say, use these 4 clues here to figure out who in the house is the one that's responsible. Okay, so those are your mysteries, and your assessments this week are as follows. You have an Edpuzzle place value, which is here. Okay, and you have a place value exit ticket, which is going to be taking you to a website called Edulastic. Please make sure, as soon as you watch this video, please click on this link to make sure that this link works for you. We did use it in class only a few times though. So I just want to make sure that you don't have any trouble with it. So last minute, you're not scrambling around. Okay, we did go over it in class today for our classwork. The students who were in class were able to make sure that it was all set up. So if you're watching this later, please make sure you do that. Always reach out to me if you have any trouble, and I'll fix it on my end. Okay? And then we have here the probability exit ticket review. which is if you scored less than 80% on last week's probability exit ticket review, please watch this video and retake it. There are also many helpful hints in the answer key that's provided for you. Or, if you get the incorrect answer, it does give you a hint, pretty strong hint, and you should be going back to revise. Okay, so I'm taking the best score of your exit tickets, so please go back and make sure that you have it at 80% or higher. Okay, and that is all for this week, and this is our place value mystery project. All right, thank you so much, and of course, if you have any questions, please continue to reach out. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoy this week. I hope it's fun for you because it sounds pretty fun for me. All right, see ya. Bye.